everyone, it's Jen. Now, yes, I did not do last week's video for week 32. Part of it was I did have Friday off, but I have doctor's appointment Friday, and it was the first Friday that me and my husband both had Friday off. And so we were kind of spending time together. So I had not only my doctor's appointment, but I also 28 years old and never had a driver's license. That sounds bad. But yeah, that Friday I had my road test, which, oh my god. So Friday my road test was scheduled, and as of September 1st, there's this new video that you have to watch before you can take your road test, and I didn't know about it because I had scheduled my road test back in July. So that video didn't even exist when I scheduled my road test. And so when I went on Friday to go take it, lo and behold, there's this stupid freaking over an hour videos, I should say. It's 3 videos. Each one is almost 20 minutes. Or no, one was 22 minutes. The second video was like 17 minutes, and then the third video was like 15 minutes. So accumulatively like an hour. And then after you got done watching each little video segment, you had 5 questions that you had to answer to prove that you actually watched the videos. But so instead of just letting me watch the videos there before going on to my road test, the lady was like, you have to reschedule. I was like, really? So I went up there for nothing. Rescheduled it for the following Monday, which was this past Monday. And I had to borrow my father-in-law's truck at the time. And he had the wrong insurance card in the truck glove department box. So needless to say, I couldn't take my test that day because according to them, the truck was not insured, even though it was. Just the insurance card that was in the truck was the expired one and not the new one. So I had to reschedule on Monday, and luckily enough I was able to reschedule it for Tuesday. Finally took it Tuesday, and I passed, so I finally have a driver's license. Yay! Now that I got that little story out of it. So that's kind of why I didn't do a video on Friday. I got doctor's appointment, then I was frustrated because freaking Department of Public Safety driving place, whatever you call it, DMV, I don't know what they've changed it. I don't know what they call it now. And then just wanting to spend time with my husband, we took the girls to the park, we went fishing. So it was a busy day, and I kind of forgot about doing the video, and then by the time I remembered about the video, it was like, oh, it's already been 2 days, I might as well just wait. So voila, here we are, the following Friday. So I didn't write down anything for week 32, so we're just going to skip week 32. Sorry, you guys. Although nothing's really that different. I promise, nothing's really that different. So we're on to week 33. So I am 33 weeks and 2 days as of today. I forgot to write down how many more days I have left, but it's not very long. It's like 7 weeks left. Cravings. So my cravings have greatly diminished. The idea of eating ice cream right now actually not fully makes me sick, but it does make my stomach a little queasy just thinking about eating ice cream. I can't do watermelon at all. Like, the smell of it now it bothers me, and it sucks because my daughters love to eat watermelon, and in fact they had watermelon today, and it was just like ugh. So a lot of the things that I was craving before earlier in the pregnancy and stuff are things that I can't stand to eat right now, and it's weird. So really the only thing that I crave right now that I can actually don't mind eating is oatmeal. Love my oatmeal. And occasionally the fish fillet from McDonald's. I can't decide if it's the actual fish or if it's the tartar sauce that he likes so much, or maybe it's the combination of both. I don't know. But yeah, but anything like a hamburger, like the idea of eating a hamburger, like I haven't had a hamburger, like an actual hamburger, in weeks, because it doesn't appeal to me. Like I don't want to eat it. And it's weird because a lot of people tell me that when they were pregnant with their boys, that's all they wanted to eat was meat and Whoppers and stuff. And I think he's gonna be like a vegetarian or something, because he doesn't crave meat. He does oatmeal and fruits and vegetables. I hardly eat any meat. So it's weird. But yeah, so oatmeal and water. And water, he has kind of made me crave caffeine a little bit. But I've been trying to stay away from the sodas and the coffee and stuff. Not really working very well. I've already had one Pepsi today. But yeah, so I'm trying to limit the amount that I do drink of caffeine because I know it's not good or whatever. But what can you do? He's the one who wants it. Symptoms. OMG. Okay, so very fatigued, and I think it has to do with a combination of not being able to get a proper night's rest because I can no longer get comfortable laying. I'm constantly waking up to toss and turn, which will lead me into another discussion a little bit after I do the baby's information. So I'm constantly tossing and turning, and there's something that's combined into that. I am also getting up to go to the restroom in the middle of the night, and then add to the fact that I have to be at work at 4:45 in the mornings, and in order for me to spend time with my husband, I usually don't go to bed until 10 o'clock at night. So I'm kind of bringing my fatigue on to myself, and I know, because I'm probably 10 to 3:30 is not really a good amount of sleep. And then on top of that, I'm pregnant. Hi. And then I'm at work. Hi. Oh, she wants to say hi. Hi. And then on top of that, I'm pregnant and carrying another person in me, so that also makes me tired. He's gotten to the point where he's getting so big that he's running out of room, so it's getting harder to breathe, which I think also adds into just feeling tired, because it's like I'm not getting as much oxygen as I was before. Careful, baby. And so it's making it just all around tired, sleepy, fatigued. The nesting phase has started, so as long as it's baby related, let me rephrase that. Nesting phase for baby related things has started. So I'm in that point where I'm wanting to have everything and anything I could possibly think of be ready for the baby. And it's kind of hard to do when I planned my baby shower, which is happening, because I know I mentioned it in my last video, I think, that I probably would not have one. It's been officially planned. I am having a baby shower. It's just only going to be a work baby shower. So pretty much none of my family or family will be there. It'll all be work-related friends and stuff. Which I'm fine with, because I don't really have a whole lot of family here anyway that could go. And then my husband's family, the last 2 times, only a couple of people had showed up out of all the ones that we invited. So I just this time around I was like, you know what, I'm just do the work one. So it's gonna be all Halloween themed and everything. But I'm getting off track. Okay, baby. So nesting, I'm wanting to get everything ready, and it's kind of hard because we always wait until after the baby shower. That way, if there was anything I didn't get at the baby shower that I need, I know that then I can buy it, because I know I need it and I didn't get it. That's mine. we planned, or my baby shower is planned for October 13th. So that's still 2 weeks away from now. And so to try and kind of like fix the nesting or whatever, I finished his nursery corner area, which does have his name up, which I am not revealing to you guys just yet. So that's going to be in a separate video all on its own about his name. So I'm glad I waited, because we originally was going to name him one thing, and then it just as of that Friday that I hung out with my husband and went fishing and all that, we finally fully had a full-on discussion about names, and he reminded me of a name that we had actually talked about months prior to ending up pregnant, and I had totally forgot about it, and he finally remembered, because he forgot about it too. He finally remembered and brought it to my attention. And then something in me just clicked, and it was like, oh my God, we have to name him that. So, I'm glad I waited to tell y'all his name, because it has changed. And what we changed it to, I am very, very happy for. So, again, so probably it'll probably be within the next week, I'll have his name reveal video up soon. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it, basically. That's the only thing that's keeping me from being able to tell y'all now, is I want to be able to do a video on it, and I'm trying to figure out how can I do the video. So I got some thinking to do. But anyways, on to the baby. So that's pretty much it for the symptoms. Again, like I said, there's something else that I'm going to talk about that kind of ties in with my symptoms, but I'll talk about that after the baby stuff. So the baby, not this past Monday that just passed, but the Monday before, so the Monday of my 32-week video that I did not do, that Monday, I had my sonogram, and he is healthy, growing, at his normal, what's normal for his gestation. He's perfectly growing. They did the whole measurement thing. So his head circumference, his length of his spine, the length of his femur, the length of his, like, they did everything. They did all his measurements, and they said for where he is gestationally, I can't talk, which was at that time 32 weeks, or it was actually at the time of the sonogram, I was 31 weeks and 4 days. He was measuring right on schedule. Not only that, but he is in position already. He is head down and butt up, feet up, way up here, which is why when he kicks and stuff, I lose breathing sometimes, because his kicks reach all the way up into my ribs, and sometimes it feels like he kicks a lung. Whew. So yeah, he's growing good, everything, and they were able to tell me that he weighs about 4.1 pounds. So he's already 4 pounds, and I think 1 ounce, actually. I think it was 4 pounds and 1 ounce. I wrote 4.1 on here. I don't know why. And then that he's roughly about the size of a pineapple, which is about 17 inches. Which I'm hoping he doesn't get any longer than that, because both of my girls, they were born at 19 3/4 inches, and he's already at 17 inches. And I still have 6 to 7 weeks left. I'm like, don't, lengthwise, don't grow anymore. Weight-wise, yes, gain some pounds, but lengthwise, I don't want, it already hurts. So the app that I'm using, baby info from the app, it says for the next 4 weeks, baby will put on another 0.5 pound per week, but that the rapid gain will slow by next month. So for these next 4 weeks, he'll rapidly gain 0.5 pound, and then next month it'll drastically slow down again. His bones are hardening, which is true because when we were doing when the doctor was doing the sonogram, they were having a lot of trouble seeing all of the markers that they needed to see, because his rib cage, like marking the markers of like his liver and his lungs and his heart and all that, because his rib cage was solidifying, you could actually see in the sonogram his rib bones would show up as shadows on sonograms, and so those shadows would overlap where they were trying to look at like his lungs or his heart, and it made it hard for them to get accurate readings. But they were able to manage it, and he's nice and healthy. So yeah, bones are hardening, but that the skull will not fuse together completely. The skull things will overlap, and this allows for continual growth all the way into early adulthood. Whew. Okay. See, just that little bit of talking has me out of breath. So yeah. So there's the baby stuff. So that leads me into what I wanted, the thing that ties in with my symptoms. I'm not considering it as symptoms, which is why I didn't want to talk about it under symptoms, but it's something I am dealing with right now. So let me just start off by saying I know he's okay. He, because of the sonogram, growing great, everything was normal, his heartbeat was normal, everything was normal. I also do, because as of 28 weeks, once you're 28 weeks and on, you're supposed to do daily kick counts, and as long as he does 10 official movements or kicks within 1 hour, he's considered fine. So I've been doing my daily kick counts, so I know he's good because he moves way more than 10 times in 1 hour. He has no problems with moving. And then I also know that everything is somewhat okay because I'm not bleeding or anything. So for the issue that I've been having, it's only been showing up for the past 2-3 days. So it's relatively very new. It's not something that I've put off completely, like for weeks or whatever. I just barely started noticing it for past 2 or 3 days, including today. Just yesterday and today, I have noticed that it's starting to bug me, like it's starting to hurt a lot more. So basically what it is you're going to see a little bit of my stomach already. Just basically, like right about in here is this just this area. Just this area. Sometimes on this side, but not as much. Just mainly right here. Like this area. It hurts, and it's like a sharp pain type hurting, so I don't know if I've pulled a muscle right there, or maybe there's a ligament right there, or I don't know, but it hurts. Like I can't sit down and like get up from a sitting or a laying position without feeling like a stabbing pain right there. And like even right now, I can press down. It's almost like kind of like a bruise. Like it feels like it's bruised. When I press down on it, I don't know if anybody watching this, if you've ever had a bruise and you press down on it, it hurts, you know? That's what it feels like. But I've looked at my belly. There's no outward appearance on my skin. There's nothing there except my stretch marks. At one point, I thought maybe it was my stretch marks that was causing the pain. But it's too widespread, and the size of my stretch marks, like it doesn't match. It doesn't make sense for it to be my stretch marks, which is why I think it's like maybe a muscle or a ligament that's like right there. But it hurts, especially after I've been on my feet all day. It hurts, and like I said, I can't go from a laying to a sitting position, or from a laying / sitting to standing. Like I can't get up without it hurting. And it has me worried. Like I want to go to the emergency room, but because I know he's okay, and I know nothing inwardly seems to be wrong because I'm not bleeding or anything like that, it's just that one little spot. It's not my whole belly. It's not cramping kind of pain. It's not anything that's putting him in stress because he's moving normally, perfectly fine. It's just something that's bugging me, me. because it hurts, and I don't like pain. Just speaking to the person who's getting pregnant 3 times is about to deliver. Yeah, it hurts. Like, even now, like, I can't stop messing with it. Like, I keep running my fingers over it because it hurts. So that is, especially yesterday and today, I've noticed it a lot more, and it's causing some worry. But I have my next doctor's appointment isn't, or I should say the sonogram appointment. I have a sonogram appointment. I think it's either October 2nd or October 3rd. I can't remember which day. I'll have to look back at my appointment card. But yeah, I have another sonogram on that day. So if I still have the pain, I'll probably talk to the doctor and see the sonogram doctor. Maybe they could just check with the sonogram internally, make sure there's nothing right there internally that could be causing it. And then if they don't find anything, and if the sonogram doctor's not able to help me, then I have a regular doctor's appointment that following Friday, which is October 6th. I'll talk to my doctor about it then. But between now and then, if it gets too painful to where I feel like I can't stand it at all, then because as long as I'm like in a resting stage, like just sitting still, not moving, or laying down still and not moving, it doesn't bug me. It's not until I go to try to move or get up or stand up and walk that it starts to hurt me. So it's tolerable, basically. It bugs me and it has me worried, but I'm still able to tolerate it. But if it gets worse between now and my doctor's appointment, then yes, I will go to the emergency room and have it checked out. But yeah. See, I'm still messing with it. So other than that, that's pretty much the only thing that's been going on with me lately. I really wish I could show y'all his wall. I'm so happy for his wall. But no, put that in another video. Make it all about his name. So, I did have some subscribers ask a couple of questions, which I think I've already answered them, but in case anybody else wanted to know, one of the questions was whether or not I was going to be breastfeeding or formula feeding. So the discussion for that is for my firstborn, so my 8-year-old Lily. She was completely breastfed her whole first year of life. She never once, well, no, I can't say she never once. She had formula once, and it was while we were in the hospital. I was a new mother with a newborn, so I didn't completely know what the hell I was doing. And our second night in the hospital, I couldn't get her to stop crying. And because she couldn't calm down and wouldn't stop crying to calm down, she wouldn't latch on, and so I couldn't feed her. And I knew it was because she was hungry, and I had waited too long to feed her. And so she was overly hungry and was cranky and crying because she was hungry. And so but for the life of me, I just could not get her to calm down long enough to latch on so I could feed her. And so, my husband, he is a deep sleeper. He was tired. I'm giving excuses, but whatever. He slept through the whole crying thing. Even with me trying to wake him up to ask him to help me, he slept through it. So a nurse, after a good couple of minutes of this baby crying and not stopping, the nurse came in to check on me, and when she saw how frustrated I was, saw how frustrated the baby was, she was like, let's just give her one of the little formula thingies to help her calm down, and then we'll try latching her on. And so that's what we did. That was the only time she had formula, was that night. But for the rest of the time, she was breastfed her whole first year of life. Now, my 3-year-old, Rosalie, I was working with her, so that's another difference. My firstborn, I was not working. I had no job. with my 3-year-old, I was working at the time, so I was a little bit stressed out about how I was gonna, not only how I was gonna go back to work, but also just feeling inadequate, because in my mindset, I wanted to be the one to take care of her every day. And so the idea of putting her in a daycare, or the idea of leaving her with a family member, even if it was her grandmother, my mother-in-law, it stuck in my head that 8 hours out of the day, my little girl would be with someone else, and they would interact with her and teach her things and stuff like that. And it made me feel like as if I was letting her down. So I was very stressed out about going back to work, making the decision to go back to work or stay at home and stuff, which caused my milk supply to become non-existent after about 3 months. So she was breastfed for the first 3 months of her life, and then my milk supply just, it wouldn't come in. Like, I would pump and get like this much in a bottle, and that would be it. Like, I couldn't get any more than that, and it sucked. So I ended up having, I had to make the decision that was best for her, and I made the decision that it was best to have her fed and be full than starve her, trying to force my body to cooperate in giving her what she needed. So I made the decision to put her on formula so she wouldn't starve, basically. And it ended up being a very good idea, because even her pediatrician was starting to notice she wasn't gaining as much weight as she should have been and stuff like that. I cried pretty much every night for like 2 weeks once I made that decision, but in the long run it was the best thing for her, and I know that now. So breastfeeding for this one, as long as my body cooperates and I don't put too much stress on myself, because we've already made the decision I'm not going back to work after my maternity leave. It's just less stressful for me, but two, I did kind of miss out on Rosalie's development a little bit, being the one to teach her how to walk and stuff like that. Well, I'm very grateful to my mom, because she flew in from California to help babysit while I didn't go back to work. I went to school. I went back to work a little bit, and then I did made for like a little bit, I think it was like for like a month or two, and then I made the decision to go to school. So my mom flew in from California for like a whole year to help watch her, and help take care of her while I went to school and stuff. So I'm very grateful. But I missed out on a lot of her development, like her first words. I wasn't there for them. So much so that I don't even remember what her first word was. Yeah. I missed out on her taking her official first steps. So it was just a lot of things that I missed out on, and I don't want to miss those things with him. So me and my husband have discussed it. We do find that it's best that I stay at home with the kids. Two, daycare is very expensive, especially when you've got 3 kids. Yeah. No. And then also just my mother, like, she was only here for a year. Then she got her dream job and went back to California and stuff. So I don't really have my mom here, and everybody else in the rest of the family also works. So there's really no one family related that can help watch him and my 3-year-old on a daily basis. They might be able to do like babysitting like maybe once or twice a week, but not on a daily basis that I would need in order for me to go to work. And so with the combination of finding daycare too expensive and kind of redundant, because if I go to work and put them in daycare, pretty much my whole paycheck would go toward paying for daycare. So what's the point in forcing me to miss out on certain developments, going to work to pay for daycare, if I'm not going to have any money left over to spend it on things when I could just be at home and be part of the development? So because of all that, we've already made the decision that I'm not going to go back to work. And because I'm not going to go back to work, that'll probably put a lot less stress on me, feeling inadequate and all that. Because I do suffer from the baby blues after I've given birth. So far, for both my oldest and my 3-year-old, I had the baby blues, or postpartum depression. My 8-year-old, it lasted for about 2 weeks after she was born. My 3-year-old, it lasted for a whole month. So I have a feeling this one will probably last a whole month, maybe a month and a half. But I think the other reason why it lasted for a month for my 3-year-old was because of the fact that I was worried about going back to work, and I was feeling inadequate because my milk supply wasn't coming in correctly. She didn't like to latch on very much. Just all that combined with the baby blues. That was a horrible month. A horrible, horrible month. But joyous at the same time because I had my little girl in my arms. But yeah, basically not going back to work. And because of that, I'm hoping my stress level and all that will be lower. So as long as my body cooperates, and as long as he latches on correctly and can latch on and stuff, because some babies just don't want to latch. So as long as my body cooperates and he latches and wants to breastfeed, I will be breastfeeding and not formula feeding. But things happen and you never know. I think there was another question, but I can't remember what it was. So, I'm into 31 minutes of this video. 31 minutes, and I feel like I didn't really talk about anything. If you guys, sorry, I keep saying okay. I'm ending the video, basically. If you guys have any questions or anything that I did not cover that you guys would like to know, just leave a comment down below and I will try and answer as quickly as possible. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I will see y'all either next Friday or even a little bit before next Friday for the name reveal. That's not a for sure thing though. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week that I put it up. So unless I put the name reveal up, I will see y'all next Friday. Bye.